What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the stream on Sunday. The game week is finished. Got a bit of an FA Cup break now, but midweek games means it's only a couple of days extra to wait this week. Game week 23 is over. A pretty good one, I think, for a lot of people. Salah obviously smashed it again. Not just the dive in, that was 10 out of 10. But obviously the points, brilliant. Probably lots to talk about. I think there's a few bandwagons people are looking at. And obviously some heavy hitters. People still carrying Alonso. Me. Still got Hazard. Me. Probably looking at getting rid of them. Happy New Year, Gaurav. How's it going? No assist for Pogba. Yeah, you can't get an assist for converting your own penalty. Unfortunately. Although, it is debatable whether that should be awarded. But then you're getting double attacking returns for one thing, so probably not. But we could discuss that later on. Are people seriously considering Jota? I think they are. Diego Jota at Wolves. The probably biggest bandwagoner this week. I mean, to be fair, if you score a hat-trick, you're going to be talked about. Simple as that. Sané only one bonus point. Yep. Not sure why he got deducted so much. I think it's probably dispossessions. I haven't actually checked. How many points will... We'll come on to that in a minute. Should be winning a penalty. Yeah, I mean, that's the rules in like the World Cup fantasy and stuff. So maybe they could bring that into us. Missed 4 weeks of your streams and gone from 12k to 42k. Lesson learned. Yeah, I mean, it's been a tough period, to be fair. But look, you're back now. That's all that matters. Doherty out. Well, Wolves can't keep a clean sheet to save their lives. They didn't even start. Tactical, apparently. Could happen again, maybe. We'll talk about all this soon. Shah triple captain, yeah, I mean, Jota, fair enough. Shah for Newcastle, not sure. A lot of people, to be fair, with Jota did say that he started off last season slow and then kind of grew into it, so maybe it's happening now. I asked you on the last stream, Rash and Ali or Hazard and Ings, you recommend the former. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that was necessarily that big a call, really. I mean, Rashford's in such good form. And Ali, obviously, with penalties. But now looks like Ali could be out for a few weeks. We'll have to wait for some more news on that. Right, let me get the... I'll get the game week preview up in a sec. The stream is sponsored. So I'm going to play the video for that and just quickly introduce the sponsor for the stream. Thank them for supporting, helping the channel grow, etc. So I'm just going to play that. And then we'll get into the FPL talk in just a second. When I can find the video. So thanks to Odds Monkey for sponsoring yet another stream. If you want to check them out, link is in the description below. Basically, they're the UK's #1 matched betting website. If you don't know what that is, you know all those offers, welcome offers and stuff that bookies offer you. They have clever software that will help you try and win money from that. So if you want to check that out, you can click the link in the description below. It's usually 18 quid a month, but if you use the offer that I've got below, it's only £1 for 7 days. So you get to test it out. And if you like it, keep it. And if not, you can just cancel whenever you want. But that will help you out with all those offers and stuff. The Odds Monkey... it's not Odd Monkey. It's Odds Monkey. That's my bad. This is why I don't do graphics. Because I'm awful. But if you want to check it out, link in the description below. You can get used to their software to try and beat the bookies and all the offers and stuff that they have. Right, let's get into the game week. 76 points. I'm happy with that. I'm up to 14, 19 overall points, 32k overall rank, which is up about 11,000 places this week. So it was an okay week. Let me just change the music a sec. There we go. So it was a pretty decent week. I've not taken a hit either. And I'm fairly happy with my team. Obviously, a lot of people get annoyed with Richarlison, Alonso, maybe even Doherty at this point. But otherwise, I'm pretty happy with the team. I mean, Robertson getting 5 points and conceding 3 goals was nice to. It was nice to get him in this week for Michael Keane. Still not sure whether it was a good idea to keep Alonso, but it's not like Keane did any better this week. So happy enough with that. Triple captain Koscielny? No, I don't think so. Don't think so. They was very good against Chelsea. I will say that. Any tips you can give? I don't know. Tips on what? I see you've given in to the cheap strikers tactics. Yeah, I mean, I've done that a couple of weeks ago now. 2 game weeks ago, I went into that. Dropped Kane, went for 3-5-2. I've been on 3-5-2 for a little while now, actually. Is it worth picking up City defenders? I mean, they're finally keeping some clean sheets. Today, probably Man City's easiest chance of getting a clean sheet against Huddersfield. I mean, Huddersfield offered very little. Although, to be fair, should have scored, especially near the end with Mounier. So you could look at their defenders. I mean, the problem is, I suppose Laporte's the one to go for. I still think he's fairly expensive, and they are going to blank in game week 27. I don't want to keep... I feel like that's already coming on now with blanks double game weeks. Well, don't get this player, they're going to blank. Don't get this one. We'll end up basically getting no one. But to be fair, they do have... Essentially, they have Newcastle, which is fine, but then it's Arsenal at home, Chelsea at home, and a blank. And I'm not convinced there's many clean sheets there. So I think if you didn't hold Man City defenders, I feel like you've probably missed the boat on that right now. Of course, they could at home to Arsenal and Chelsea get clean sheets. And I mean, Chelsea especially not looking great recently. And Arsenal was so inconsistent. I mean, they did well against Chelsea at the weekend, but I'm not sure I necessarily trust them to score against Man City away from home. So there could be clean sheets there, but I'm not sure the fixtures are good enough, personally for me, especially with the blank, to warrant getting one of their defenders in, personally. Is the midfield the most important area this year on FPL? To be fair, I think, especially in the last few seasons, it does... Obviously, there's multiple ways you can win. Right? There's plenty of people I expect that have got maybe a 3-4-3, and instead of... they've got Jimenez and Rashford and Firmino, in which case they did pretty well this week. Obviously, they've probably not got the likes of Hazard, but they've not... Hazard, for example, has done nothing for me this week. So, there's multiple ways to go. I do think midfield, personally, I feel like midfield is the way to go right now. And there's quite a few options. Although Hazard, not on the ball, you could have Sterling instead, potentially, if you think the fixtures are okay. But again, I'm not sure about bringing him in. But I feel like there's generally more midfielders that I want to jump on than there are strikers, especially this season. So that's why I've gone 3-5-2, so I can mix and match with... it could have been Ali if he hadn't got injured today. Whoever it might be, you can swap in and out. Whereas strikers right now, especially premium strikers, not really interested. Although, don't get me wrong, Aubameyang's got a really nice fixture this week, but can't keep taking him in and out. Otherwise, cheap strikers, I mean, Wilson scored again. So he could be one to consider, maybe 3-4-3. But yeah, personally, I just feel like there's so much value in midfield. I've got to have Salah. Sané's done really well for me. Pogba is just in incredible form right now. Hazard's not doing it, but it's got 2 good fixtures. And I could swap Richarlison to Jota, maybe. I'm probably going to keep him, though. So I do think there's good value in midfield. And that's what I've gone for the 3-5-2. But 3-4-3 can work just as well. If you think of Firmino's price is around like the 9 million mark, compare that to 9 million midfielders, it's actually probably quite a good bet right now. Which goalkeeper am I playing next week? Probably Fabianski. I'll actually... Hang on. Because I did look at this yesterday, but I can't quite remember what the fixtures were. Is one of them playing Bournemouth? Oh no, Fulham. Fulham and Wolves. Yeah, I mean, it's a tough one because obviously I've got Jimenez, who I want to score. And I'm trying to... I don't know. I mean, Jota did look very good. Leicester quite poor as well. So, I don't know. I feel like I might just take the risk and go Fabianski, and that you know, if Jimenez does well, then hopefully Fabianski gets some save points. If he doesn't do well, then maybe he gets a clean sheet. Whereas I thought Fulham looked quite good today against Spurs. Now, Spurs did themselves no favours. And I think not being very good in attack today just didn't help the defence out, because obviously it let Fulham just try and attack. Because they didn't have too much to worry about at the back. Obviously they lost in the end. But, so yeah, I mean, Button's an interesting one, but I think I was quite impressed with Fulham today. And obviously Wolves have just scored 4 goals, so you can't say that they can't attack. But I'm probably going to play Fabianski. Probably. Although Brighton do keep it tight. Even against Man United, only letting 2 goals. Obviously, Man United, the best team in the league right now. Your shirt makes you look like you've got a huge black beard. To pull it down a bit. Not too far. Gorav, thanks very much for that. If 27 is a blank, when is the double likely to happen? I think it's just going to be in with the other doubles, 32 or 35, I believe. But I mean, Ben Crellin has said, because he is the double game week guru, that there is a chance it could be in game week 25. But he thinks that chance is quite low. But that's the beauty of if you've got Chelsea players or Spurs players, then you might as well now. I mean, this is probably for everyone, especially after Trentgate last week. Chill on the transfers. Don't make any early transfers. Wait for press conference news. Wait for training ground injuries. And most of all, wait for the cup games to finish, so that you know exactly who's going to be where and when. I don't think we'll get double game week news that early on. But I suppose we would, because game week 25 would then be at the weekend, wouldn't it? Let me have a look. Yeah, game week 25 will be that weekend. So there's potential for it to be in game week 25, but the chances are low. But you should just wait now. Wait for more news. But we don't know for sure when there will be. Let's talk Ben Crellin. We should have a Ben Crellin segment. But hey, he's way ahead of me when it comes to blank and double game weeks. He's got all that knowledge locked in. Richarlison has a chance of being benched versus Huddersfield. I'm not sure he will get benched, to be honest. I know he's not been great recently, but I do think in the previous games he's a little bit unlucky, especially hitting the woodwork. I think he had a chance cleared off the line as well. So it's not like he hasn't come close, but he has blanked 4 times in a row. I suppose it depends whether Silva thinks that he's overworking him, maybe. Obviously, he did do this last year as well. Started off well and then really tailed off. So the same could be happening again. It's Huddersfield. I don't know. I find it hard to take him out versus Huddersfield. Jota hat-trick. I mean, 5 big chances I think he had. That's pretty incredible. But triple Wolves, it just doesn't sound right to me. I almost feel like I'd rather just save a transfer. It's a midweek game as well. There could be rotation. And yeah, I don't know. Although I suppose they will have had a lot of rest before that game. Most of them will have anyway. Now Sanchez is back. Who do you think will be the first choice front three? I think it'll be Martial, Rashford and Lingard. Why change it? 7 wins on the bounce. Sanchez hasn't looked good since he came to Man United. Martial played well yesterday, actually. I think Martial owners can probably consider himself quite unlucky he didn't get in the points. I thought he looked good. So I don't expect Sanchez to get benched for the rest of the season. I mean, at the end of the day, you want your squad to have minutes where they can. But why would he change it right now? It must be hard. Like, he probably wants to give Lukaku minutes. He probably wants to give Sanchez minutes. I'm sure he will in the cups and stuff. But why change a winning formula? I mean, I think Martial and Rashford have to play. Lingard is the one that could be swapped, and Sanchez maybe could play right. But we'd have to see if that's kind of what Solskjaer wants to try. Sell Martial or not? Yeah, I mean, if I own Martial, I'd probably talk myself into keeping him a bit longer, especially for Burnley at home. But I do see the dilemma because it's a sideways move you never want to do. And Pogba just looks so good. I mean, Pogba's on penalties. If you can straight transfer Martial to Pogba, I do wonder if it'll be one of those moves that if you don't do it, you'll just regret it for weeks and weeks. Because he's still making those runs into the box. He's got assist potential. He's on penalties now. We know that because he took the one at the weekend. Obviously, before, he'd kind of lost them. Or we thought he might lose them. Martial can take them. But he's stepped up. He still did a little bit of a stupid run-up. But then he quickly powered into the actual penalty. And it was a nice penalty as well. So hopefully he's been kind of told by Solskjaer and co. to cut that dance. Not the dancing, but you know the run-up, I mean. So yeah, Pogba looks pretty good. Martial to Pogba. Would I do Martial to Pogba? I really do think it'd be one of those. You talk yourself into keeping Martial and then just be frustrated when Pogba outscores him again. So maybe if you've got nothing else to do in a spare transfer, maybe you could make that move. It depends how you'd react to Martial beating Pogba, because that could happen. If you don't react to bad transfers like that well, and you're going to rage transfer some more, I'd probably just keep him. Guerrero, thanks very much. Aguero to Aubameyang if no double game week in 25. But who does... Hang on. Yeah, no. In game week 25? I don't think so. Because Aguero would have Arsenal at home, and that's the week that Arsenal play Man City. So you'd probably wait a week. Yeah, you'd probably wait a week. Just because of the fixtures. I did watch the Spurs game. Oh, you're saying make the change now? Well, I mean, he's got a great fixture this week. Yeah, I think the problem... I think that's a pretty good move. If you've... The thing with transfers right now is that... I keep saying this, but they're quite... is a transfer... Can it really be any more precious now than it ever is during the year? Maybe not, but... With all the news we'll have to react to, it's quite difficult to spend luxury transfers. Now, is Aguero to Aubameyang a luxury transfer? You could debate it is, because if Aguero starts the next game, he could do really well against Newcastle, and we've seen him do really well against them before. But Newcastle can be organised and tight at the back when they want to be. There's nothing to say that Jesus doesn't start that game. You know that Aubameyang pretty much will start, and it's a great fixture. Cardiff at home is better than Newcastle away. And then over the next 5, Aubameyang definitely got the better fixtures, and definitely no blank in game week 27. So I think over the next 4 or 5, that could work, but don't make that transfer now. Because just look what happened last week. Look what happened last week. Yeah, if you think Aguero's going to get arrested and Aubameyang will play, and obviously then has the better fixtures and no blank, then go for it. But if you're a believer in records, then Aguero has a very, very good record against Newcastle. But I mean, personally, I just think that means very little on the surface, because it's a different Man City team than before. It's a different Newcastle team. You've got Jesus in good form, who's just had a full rest. So I think Aguero will get the majority of minutes going towards the end of the season if he stays fit, but Jesus is always going to be an issue. And again today, 3 goals. Aguero just gets an assist. The midfielders, I do think the Man City midfielders still where it's at if you're going for Man City players, you probably want the midfielders. Make a captain poll. No captain poll because I'll do another stream before the deadline. Probably be streamed today. Video sometime around the weekend, and then stream on Sunday because the deadline's on Tuesday. Cheers, Chancer. How'd you get on? Anyway, someone asked me just a minute ago, had I seen the Spurs game? And I did see most of it. I think I saw about the first 75 minutes. Yeah, disappointed. I'm personally staying away from Spurs now. Obviously, if they have the blank in Game Week 27, absolutely staying away. I think Ali and Ericsson looked the best options. To be fair to Llorente, I think he had a couple of half chances in the box. But I don't know. You just know there's a chance he gets benched even before Son and Kane are back. So I don't think you can go with Llorente. Lamella I thought was pretty poor. Just didn't have that... I don't know. I've seen him do so well before, but this wasn't it against Fulham. Excuse me. I don't know, just quality of the final ball, just not really getting too many good chances in front of goal. I just think Ali and Ericsson were the better players. And Ali's probably the one to go for, but now he's got a hamstring injury. And I just thought in general Spurs and attack were not good. And obviously missing Son and Kane. So, I mean, we said before when Son came back, it was like the first time that Ali, Ericsson, Son and Kane had all been fit. And they went on to do pretty well over that period over Christmas and stuff. But now they've got Son and Kane out, and possibly Ali as well. For me, even with the fixtures, Spurs just not really worth investing in right now. And I do think... I think they can keep clean sheets there if you want to look at defenders. But the problem I foresee is that when the attack is not as good as it was, like when you've got a good attack, you give the other team something to worry about and something to think about. And if that attack is not as potent as it could be because of injuries, then maybe they worry a bit less, maybe they attack a bit more the opposition. And I do think Spurs are maybe a little bit suspect in defence when they want to be. So... yeah, long way of saying I'm not really looking at Spurs right now, to be honest. Too many injuries, and too many injuries to really good players. It's not even that it's backup players, so they can't rotate. It's that they got 3 of their maybe top 4 or 5 players injured, if Ali is out. So yeah, not for me. Geordie Kev, thanks very much for that. You're 8k in the world, very nice. Better than me. Maybe you should be streaming, man. Winning 1 million league, but have no City players. Ali's injured, Aubameyang and Hazard blanked, and have no City assets. Should I shake them up? Yeah, I mean, this is similar to what I was chatting about just a minute ago. I think... look, I mean, I'm really happy with Sané. And I think if you were able to pick a team from scratch right now, maybe you would put him in. But after Newcastle, it is 2 fixtures against top 6 teams and a blank game week. So, for me, unless they get a double game week... which seems very unlikely in Game Week 25, I think this is not the time to be buying Man City players. If you're going to avoid them, this is probably the time to avoid them. If you can get away with Sané and Sterling, and Aguero possibly, to, this week against Newcastle, if you can get away with them keeping their score low, then you'd assume that over the next couple of weeks, their scores will also be quite low. Yes, of course, as always... of course, a top player can score in a fixture, even if it's a top 6 fixture. And again, Chelsea and Arsenal defences, maybe not the ones you want to back too much. But again, I would always bet on those fixtures carrying low scores for most attackers. And I think you're kind of betting on the odds when it comes to whether you buy a player or not, and I would bet against them scoring too many points. Like I've got Sané, he might go in the next few weeks if there's a valid replacement, especially with Mendy and stuff coming back. So I think if you've got Aubameyang, don't worry too much about him. If he blanks, he's got Cardiff at home. We keep saying it, and maybe it'll never come, but big score for Aubameyang, I wouldn't be too surprised. Hazard, I mean, you got to really make your own mind up about him. I'm looking at Bournemouth and Huddersfield and potentially Higuain coming in and doing something magic and letting Hazard go nuts somehow. So keeping him. But yeah, so for me, I wouldn't worry too much about City assets, and I think a lot of people would agree on that right now. It's just not the right time for City players, in my opinion. Rashford is the maximum owned player currently. I know we've had quite a few game weeks now since Solskjaer took over, but I love how quickly FPL changes. Solskjaer comes in, a lot of people are still not interested in Man United, writing him off, and now Rashford's the most owned player in the whole game. Is he actually more than Salah though? You sure about that? No, he's not more than Salah. Is that live teams? Salah's like 50%. Anyway, massive ownership. No worries, Kev. Keep it up. 8k. Great score. Mark, thanks very much. You're up to rank 198. You got, I don't know, Twitter account or something to plug, Mark? You can't plug it. That's the problem. Because you can't write links in the chat. Maybe write your @ tag in the chat. Okay, he's the highest owned live teams. Fair enough. That was such a good finish by Rashford as well. Wish I could show it now. But great work, Mark. 198 in the world. Ridiculous. Higuain will get paid 270k a week. I'm not... Do you know I'm not even shocked by wages and transfer fees, to be honest. Let's see if you can come in and do it. Rashford 57% and Salah 56.9. That's so good. Oh, no Twitter, Mark. Alright, fair enough. I don't know. Do you want to plug something? Where people can keep up with your awesome rank? What's your team value? Team value, as shown on the page of FPL, is 104.2 right now. Stream rules in the bio, no self-promotion. Yeah, I know, but look, one off. I just think I got rid of those rules too. Not that it's allowed, of course, but... You've reached 990 in the world. Damn! Very nice. Magnus Carlsen, the world champions chess player, doubled his rank this week by captaining Hazard. He's still 400 overall. Yeah, there was an interesting thread today by, I want to say Neil something. I'm so bad at remembering. Yeah, Neil Murray. Neil SW Murray FPL. And basically he was tweeting that his initial thought was that Magnus Carlsen made a mistake captaining Hazard. But actually, in the end, he thought it wasn't a mistake because he was 111th in the world and he was going for the win, basically. Which I get the thought process there, but I get the idea that if you, like, for the next few weeks, you know that everybody is going to captain Salah. And when I say everyone, of course, not literally everyone, but a very, very high percentage of people will captain Salah. And so that you know you can go for a differential who might outscore him so you can climb up the ranks. So I get that. But surely captaining Hazard against Arsenal when Salah had Crystal Palace was not the week to do it. I don't know what people think about that, but I get that he's going for gold. And so he should. If you're ranking that high and you've got a real chance of winning it, go for it. But I don't know, I feel like that was... I mean, it's easy to say now in hindsight because it's happened and obviously we know that Hazard blanked, but I would never have captained him, even if I was that high up. For me, this is the week to take the risk. I don't know what his team is, to be fair, so maybe he hasn't got Aubameyang. But surely Salah against Leicester and Aubameyang against Cardiff, you know that everyone's going to captain Salah, so surely this is the week to take the risk to go higher. Or captain a City player against Newcastle. But Hazard against Arsenal, I feel like it's a mistake, and I don't think it was a good decision even to get to number one personally. But I've never been in that position, so maybe I'm just talking rubbish. Are Arsenal strikers essential for upcoming games? Thanks for that, by the way, Alex. I would say no. I wouldn't say essential. I mean, Lacazette, you don't know whether he's going to start week to week. And then you've got Aubameyang. I think he looks a really good option today. And also, the week Aubameyang's really gonna look like a big differential is against Southampton in Gameweek 27. Because United play Liverpool, Man City play Everton. Man City will blank. And so Aubameyang's really the standout option against Southampton. So this week in Gameweek 27, he looks really good. Potential captain option in Gameweek 27. So I don't think they're essential, but Aubameyang I think looks pretty good going forward. If you want to stick with their premium striker option. Don't get me wrong, like Magnus Carlsen obviously made some very, very good decisions throughout this season, and is absolutely smashing it. But I just feel like that was a mistake. Even if you're chasing glory, just not sure that was the right play to make. What's the plan with Kamara or potential bench boost coming into play? I mean, at this point, because of the way I've chosen to play the bench boost and stuff, I will play the bench boost after a wild card, so Kamara is not an issue for me. I'll basically keep him until I have to get rid, which would be on a wild card probably. He'll go to last on my bench, and I'll keep rotating that third defender spot between Doherty, Wan-Bissaka and Schindler. Obviously, Robertson gets played every week, pretty much. And Alonso will too until I change him. Am I streaming on Thursday? I am not. Not this week. Just because we got the break. So I'll stream on Sunday as normal, but that will obviously be our intro stream for the game week. And then the one after that will be on the Thursday afterwards. So just between one game we can start the next one. So busy period, but I like it. I like that. Harry, you are obsessed with me benching Button. Look, maybe I'll change him by the end of the week, but right now I'm not worrying about it too much. Going by your strategy for the blank/doubles, you have to use one of the bench boosts or triple captain in a non-double game week. Yes, basically. Which is a bit annoying. So I'm not 100% sure I'm going to go that strategy. And last week I did alright. Last year I did alright with going the other way, where you wildcard earlier. Luke Shaw for Trent. I'd wait to see if Luke Shaw's completely fit and ready to go. Maybe in a blank game week maximum games. I mean, it doesn't really matter when you use it, right? Like sure if the fixtures are good in a blank, but whether you use a triple captain in a blank or use it outside of blank doesn't really matter. Do you know what I mean? Like yes, you make gains because other people won't use it, but that will be the same in another game week anyway. United will finish fourth. It's already been arranged last fixed. We'll finish fourth because we're the best team in the league right now. Brother has £5 on United for the title. Should he cash out for £6 and 9p? I'll probably take the quid, yeah. Take the quid and get out of there. Alonso may get a 3-game ban. Yeah, that's a fair point, actually. That should have been a red card. Like, yes, there was nothing to it, but in the rules these days, you put your hands on someone's head, face, whatever, they're gone. Well, hang on. We are the best team in the league. No one wants to watch Sarri ball. It's boring. Man City passing it around. Boring. Rashford and Pogba are lighting up the league. Don't know what you're talking about. Did I already talk about my transfer plans? I will probably... We're still 6th, but we're very much closer to 4th now. So you won't be laughing when we get Champions League. Can still come 2nd at this point. Just saying. Transfers this week. Probably save, to be honest. Boring. Look, people will say get rid of Hazard. I'm not going to get rid of him against Bournemouth. People will say get rid of Alonso. I'm not going to get rid of him before Bournemouth and Huddersfield. I'll just cross my fingers with him. And also with defenders, there's not really anyone who stands out as a must-buy. That's the other reason for keeping Alonso. So him. And then really it's just... I don't think anyone would say get rid of any of your other players apart from Richarlison. But I'm probably going to give him Huddersfield because... I don't know, Jota... Interesting one. I mean, Richarlison obviously does have pretty tough fixtures coming up and will blank in Game Week 27 along with Man City. So potentially he could go soon. But against Huddersfield away, tempted to give him another go. And have that free transfer. Extra free transfer. Exactly, Stephen. Hazard does love a game against Bournemouth. That is true. And if you like those records, here's a very good one. And he knows it as well. Oh, I think that's the interesting thing about those records. Some players definitely know it, and they talk about it. FPL Fantasy Arabia, you're 30th in the world. Damn, very nice. Captain Sterling this week, decent. Not quite as good as Salah, but still decent. Nice, nice try at the differential. Will I captain Hazard in game week 25? Not unless there's a double game week. Who did Chelsea have that week? I can't remember. Huddersfield at home, and Liverpool have West Ham away. I mean, it's going to be Salah. I'm not captaining Salah unless it's a double game week, pretty much. Or I'm not going to captain him against Man United because obviously when he comes up against the best team in the league, it's going to be tough for him. Hazard hasn't scored at home for 4 months. He's away though, so that's good. Do I chat fantasy football with my kid or missus? Sometimes. My missus is in a league, so she asks me for some tips sometimes. Check what's going on, whatnot. My kid quite likes it. Although, my kid is like when I started playing fantasy football, and every time someone scores, his first question is, do I have him? No. Oh, I wish I had him. And then he gets annoyed because he doesn't have him. Like, trying to tell him you can't have everyone. He's having none of it. You got a red arrow with 6-7. Yeah, there was some pretty good scores, to be fair, this week. Obviously, the template did so well. The best team in the league is top of the league. The best team that was for the whole rest of the season is top of the league. But recently, the best team in the league is currently 6th. Thoughts on Salah suspended for diving? He's not going to get suspended for it. Like, he does get kicked, but I mean, the dive is a long time after that. But then arguably, he should get a penalty for the kick because, you know, he gets kicked anywhere else on the pitch, gets a free kick. Which player do I want the most that I don't have? Probably Aubameyang. Last time I really wanted Aubameyang was when he blanked against West Ham where Fabianski got a clean sheet. Will Mitrovic get suspended? Alonso might get suspended? Will Salah get suspended? We just have to wait. I don't have the answers for you. I mean, the thing with Alonso, I'd assume the issue is if the referee says he saw it, then no, there's no suspension. If he says he didn't see it, then they probably will do him for it. Salah can't get a bang because he didn't win a penalty. Okay, well, that's job answered then. Let me have a quick look at. So I should have a look at the last 2 game weeks. See if Jota's just as good as everyone's saying he is. Not really shooting much inside the box, is he? .5 expected goals though. 2 games, decent. Yeah, look, the thing with Jota, I don't know. Obviously he's in fairly short-term form right now. The thing with Wolves is I don't necessarily expect him to score a huge amount of goals week in, week out. But obviously, if he's coming into form, maybe that changes now. I don't think RICHARLISON to him is... It's obviously knee-jerk on the Jota part because he scored a hat-trick. Now you want to get him in. But is that knee-jerk or is that just buying a form player? But it's not really knee-jerk about transferring RICHARLISON out because if you've had him for a while, you've basically sat through 4 weeks and nothing. I mean, what does he have to do before we transfer him out? So I don't think the RICHARLISON to Jota move is completely bad. But for me, I will probably not do it and just save the transfer. But you're taking one player out with a good fixture for another with a good fixture. I think West Ham's good enough for attacking returns. But obviously RICHARLISON not in form. At least from an FPL points point of view. And maybe it's just knackered. Maybe it's just been played too much. Like if you compare them both, they've both had the same amount of shots inside the box for the last 2. But Jota's have 5 big chances. I mean, that is insane. In 2 weeks. Similar amount of penalty area touches. But RICHARLISON's had no shots on target, which is dodgy. Look at Jota's stats for the last 5 games. So I look at last 4. Jota's nowhere to be seen. Has Sarri lost the wardrobe? That would explain his dress sense. Oof, Richarlison so far down. Yeah, I mean, again, Jota not. I mean, he must have had a really good 5th game away. Must have been good because he's not really showing up anything too special. He's looking good though. Spider on my shoulder. Nightmare. I mean, I don't know if... I think it's a bit harsh to say he's a 1 game week wonder, Jota, but obviously if you're getting him in expecting a hat-trick, that's not likely to happen. But I don't think he's a 1 game week wonder. I mean, he's got, in his last few games, he's got a hat-trick. Nothing against Man City, but I mean, that was Man City, right? Then before that, nothing against Bournemouth. 1 assist against Bournemouth, a goal and assist against Newcastle, and a goal against Chelsea. So, to be fair, in his last few games, he's been pretty good. Maybe he's just got that confidence now. Now he's seen what the Premier League's all about. It's obviously a step up from the Championship. And he's just going at it now. Now that Lookman is playing full 90 minutes, is he worth looking at? I just don't think now is the right time to jump on Everton. So if you look at their fixtures, Huddersfield and I mean, to be fair, Huddersfield, Wolves, and Watford are decent enough, but then it gets pretty tough, and they got that blank game week. So for me, it'd be quite a short-term fixture, a short-term transfer for someone you're not. I mean, I saw Lookman. I can't remember when it was. Now it was before Christmas, probably. I thought he looked alright actually. Actually causing some problems down the wing, but I don't know. I mean, he's only 5.1 million, so if he's like your bench player or something that you play now and again, maybe you could go for him. But I feel like it's a very short-term move. That and you're kind of gambling on him. Yes, he's got 1 assist in the last 2, but there's nothing. There's no history there to say that will carry on now. When's the next stream? Sunday, probably. Jota's been moved up a bit. Yeah, I think is he not? He's playing more like a. I didn't see the game this weekend, but I think he's playing more, almost like a striker. Whereas before he was playing more like a bit deeper, not necessarily getting as far forward. But if there's any Wolves fans or anyone that watched the whole game, let me know. Triple captain Schindler, probably not. He's going to concede to Richarlison. Trent versus Robertson when both starting. Robertson only 2 more points. Damn. I think the beauty about Robertson is it's hardly likely most games to be rotated with Moreno because Moreno's rubbish. Whereas once Gomez, Lovren, Trent are fit, obviously anyone like Milner or someone could play right back. Obviously Trent's done really well, and I still think it's a massive difference in price, like 1.4, 1.5 million. So I think Trent is a good option, but just for the run-in where I want to be able to rely on my players week in, week out and not have to. I don't want to get in Trent and then see that he gets rotated and then have to get rid of him. So I like Robertson. I think, yes, you're paying a premium for him, but probably worth it. Feels like deja vu with Richarlison. Starts the season on fire and fades quickly. Yeah, pretty much exactly the same right now. Jota played as a striker with Jimenez. Yeah, that's basically what I read. Played up front in the 2 with Jimenez. He's a striker, essentially. Was a rotated winger before. Yeah, that's basically, I guess, the issue from early in the season. Plus, new to the Premier League. Bit different, maybe. Is Doherty now a rotation problem? Yeah, I mean, obviously not good that he did get dropped for that last game. I mean, unless there's been any more word about why that happened, then I guess you just have to stick with him and hope that he plays this week and that he just gets straight back into the team. I can't imagine that he's the root of all their problems. Yeah, I'm sure he's going to be back. His wife just gave birth. Yeah, maybe that was it. I did read that, but then... I mean, did he get no sleep? I mean, if she had the baby but he was at the game, why can't he just play? I don't know, it seems a bit weird. Jimenez actually plays quite deep. He does, and sometimes he actually gets deployed wide as well. So they'll start with like a front three, and Jimenez will be listed as the striker on the team sheet. But actually he goes and plays wide. Doesn't necessarily stick with that for the whole game. But they often put like the quicker player through the middle. If he's on the bench, then he can play. Yeah, that's only. I did see the baby stuff on Twitter when the benching was announced, but it just seemed a bit weird that if he was there, why couldn't he play? Unless he just had no sleep, which is possible, I guess. I don't know if anyone has Doherty's wife, fiance, girlfriend, whatever she is, schedule of birth. How the baby went down. Or up. Sideways. I don't know. Probably not the thing to be talking about right now. FPL, right? Yeah, FPL. Nuno dropped Barry Douglas after 14 assists. He is not scared to make big calls. Well, if he's benched next game, then I'll be worried. And I'll be starting to look about shipping him out. I'll look after the baby next week if it means he starts. There you go. You got an offer, Doherty. Straight from Fozzie. Doherty. Is it Doherty or Doherty? I think it's Doherty, isn't it? Oh, I need to get it right. The Irish aren't happy. Am I happy to stick with Fabianski for the rest of the season? I'm happy to stick with him until wildcard, and then we'll reassess. Could Spurs sign Arnautovic? I mean, they could. I don't see it. It sounds very much like West Ham are just not going to sell. And why would they really want to in January? They bought him in. He's not been there long. Let's at least see some of that contract out. The other way I said it, Doherty. Doherty. What are my views on Brexit? Not the stream for that. I'd have to have a separate channel to talk about rubbish like that. Yeah, it is a shame about the Ali injury, and I do feel a bit sorry for those that brought him in. It does suck. I got to be honest though. I loved seeing Lucas Dean had scored an own goal. I'm sorry if you own Lucas Dean, but he's punished me for making... I mean, he hasn't punished me. I made a stupid decision and got punished. So he's been a bit of a roller coaster as people are showing, like up and down with the points. Good score, bad score, good score, bad score. So it's nice to see the own goal. And still, Michael Keane only just outscored him. I couldn't even tweet about my thoughts about that goal because I'd be lynched. And yeah, to be fair, if you've had him a while, you've absolutely smashed it anyway. I'm just jealous. Lucas Dean is still a good option. Change my mind. I don't think I can. On the last stream, I was saying he's a good option. So, no, I can't change your mind. I think you're right. You benched him. I mean, that's why you're so high up in the ranks, Mark. Lucas Dean is a troll who scores against rubber teams. I mean, that's perfect. That's exactly what you want him to do. Score against bad teams. You want to join the group? I think I'm pretty sure the league code is still in the description below. And it says entries closed, but actually I've not actually closed the league. So the league code is in the description below. So if you want to join, go for it. I really should put the quick join link there. But I haven't, so get over it. Is Redmond a good 5th mid? Redmond, I don't know. This keeps getting asked every week now. I can't get behind Redmond. I'm sorry. I just think he's someone that always looks like he's about to be good and then just isn't. I mean, fixtures are great. So in the next 5, they have Fulham, Cardiff, Burnley and Palace. So if he is going to do something, maybe it'll be now. But ultimately, I just think he's not very good. And you probably shouldn't bring him into your team. Good price, 5.2. Good fixtures. I'm not sure about much else though. What's my target for the end of the season? I'm still hoping to win the whole thing. We've had 23 game weeks, so I'm averaging 61.6 points. I mean, I've probably got to increase that average by quite a bit to the end of the season. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. Do I like captaining players against my own team? No, but I support Man United, so it's easy for me to say that. Like if I supported Fulham or someone like that, then I would captain them, yeah. I think I would. There's no room for loyalties in FPL. Is Llorente going to start? I mean, if Ali's out, you'd assume so, because they're really running out of people to play. But he didn't really offer a lot today. So whether Pochettino will line up with some kind of, midfielder playing as a striker, he did. I think he did comment on that about how the likes of Barcelona have played like Messi up front. Man City have done it with Silva and Sterling. So I think he did mention something along those lines. So there is a possibility that he plays Lamella or Lucas Moura up front, and I don't know, like other players around him. So I mean, I don't think it's worth bringing Llorente in personally, no matter how cheap he is. FPL has completely ruined my fandom. I'm out here rooting for Kane to score as a Chelsea fan. Absolute shambles. Yeah, and to be honest, I think more people are like that than they care to admit. Like I was at Old Trafford back when Louis van Gaal was manager, and Man United was in a really they were playing really poor, and I got tickets to watch them against Spurs, expecting not necessarily to lose, but not to be a good game. We went 3-0 up, and it was the best we'd played in forever, so it was a perfect game to go to. But at one point, I had Danny Rose and Kane in my team, and Rose played a through ball to Kane, and Kane was through on goal. And I just remember thinking to myself, if we win 3-1, it's not the worst thing that happens. Yeah, the clean sheet in 3-0 is nice. But if it's 3-1 and I get some fantasy points, perfect. Who's my favourite streamer for gaming? Don't know really. I kind of don't really watch a massive amount of game streams. I'll be honest, I quite like Delta Disrespect because like when I do my own streams and stuff, I tend to look at like production and stuff, and I mean he smashes it, honestly. If you want to see production value on a stream, go and watch him. Shroud's obviously very, very good. Depends what game, I suppose. I tend to switch streaming depending on the game I want to watch. I won't watch just any streamer if they're playing any game. Do you know what I mean? The two-time champion, exactly. Did Kane score it? He did not. He missed and we won 3-0. I got over it pretty quick though. It was a great day. Who's going to win the league? I'm going to... I don't know. I was hoping they'd slip up against Palace, Liverpool, but if you're going to be cliche, then that game, that's a sign of true champions to be able to muck in and get the win in the end. I mean, Liverpool are in pole position, right? And they've got the fixtures there right now to get a little bit ahead of Man City. Man City got some tough ones coming up. So if Liverpool obviously can win the next 3 or 4, that puts massive pressure on City with the big games they've got. If City come out of the next 4, I mean, let me just double check. So Newcastle away, which is tough enough, and then Arsenal and Chelsea at home. If City can come out of those 3 games with 3 wins, then I think like Liverpool will just be thinking, how the hell can we get rid of them? Because it ain't happening so far. But I think if you're going to be cliche about it, it was a big test, that Crystal Palace game. And they came out of it on the other side. They've got the fixtures there to keep putting teams away. So I think if I was going to have to put money on it right now, I'd put it on Liverpool. If they don't bottle it. Alright. Do I want Liverpool or Manchester to win the league? I want Manchester United to win the league. Do I dislike Liverpool or City more as a United fan? I don't really dislike either any more than the other, really. Who's going to be the highest scoring player in FPL, excluding Salah? I don't actually know who's right up there. 129, Hazard 146, and Aubameyang 136. I don't think it'll be Hazard. I think it'll either be Sterling or Aubameyang. And I'm going to say Aubameyang. I'm going to say it. Big game in the title race will be when United beat City, but we have to play. We have to play Liverpool first in game week 27, the blank game week. So imagine that Man City miss a game week or miss a game, and Man United beat Liverpool at Old Trafford. So they're still the same points clear, but they've got one less game. Man City don't have a game in hand. I mean, that would be big. Imagine how big a win that is for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, potentially ripping the title away from Liverpool. I mean, he'd probably just be given the job there and then. Harry Kane will win the Golden Boot. I doubt it at this point, not with this injury. Aubameyang's form has been poor recently. Is he worth the spend? I'm not necessarily sure. Would I bring him in? If I had a structure in my team where I had a premium striker slot, I would definitely look at bringing Aubameyang in. But I wouldn't restructure to bring him in. Just because I think he might be the second highest scorer doesn't necessarily mean that he's 100% worth it. Obviously, it's not guaranteed I've got that prediction right. But also, I'm not likely to captain him, and he is quite expensive. Harry Kane will win the Golden Boot this season because he always scores in big games. I know, but to score goals, you've got to be in the games, whether they're big or not. If you're not there, it's difficult to score. I mean, Kane struggled to score today. Why is Liverpool not winning the title more important than City not winning it? Oh, I've got cramp in my foot. Ow. Oh, that really hurt. I just think it's funny Liverpool not winning it. Because they've never won it. To be fair, I don't think that, you know, yes, Liverpool fans would be annoying. I mean, everyone's annoying on Twitter. Myself included, probably. In your prediction video, you said Kane would get the Golden Boot, but Aubameyang will get the most FPL points. That is exactly what I said, yeah. Obviously cocked that up, didn't I? I mean, Aubameyang might get the most points for forwards, which is what I said. Kane would get the overall Golden Boot. I think it's probably not going to happen. Best English football chant. I like the one that took a while to come up with. Chelsea, 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 Chelsea. It took a long time to write. So that's probably my favourite. There is a Kane-sized hole in my team. Bet feels good. Get all that money to spend. City have only 5. Liverpool closest to our 20 or 7. It's Liverpool. Yeah, it's just... Although, to be fair, like, I'm not completely anti-Liverpool. Like, although this is biased because he's English, but... I mean, Steven Gerrard was a legend of the game, right? People always moan about disloyalty, you know, players leaving clubs. He stayed at his home club the whole time. It would have been nice if he'd won the league, I think. Points it's come off at the start of a game week. Am I keeping Hazard long term? Not really. I haven't like made that call. I haven't made that call to keep him long term necessary, but it definitely gets the next 2 games, I think. Then I'll reassess. You never walk alone unless you make 2 massive howlers in the Champions League final, and then you walk alone. You're very likeable for a United fan. I guess I'd say that as a compliment. How much in the bank? Nothing. 0.1 million. What happened to Valencia? Got a bit old. No good anymore. And just not attacking enough for a fullback. He just gets forward, stops, foot on the ball, passes it inwards. Yeah, I mean, like, of course, I don't want to see Liverpool win. I don't want to see Man City win. But, you know, other clubs have legends. And it is a bit of bias because he is English as well. So I'm probably being a bit biased. But, yeah, I mean, Gerrard was a legend for the club. Like Lampard was, right? But Lampard got loads of stuff. I mean, Gerrard, it's not like he did badly. He won the Champions League. I mean, I would have loved Gerrard at Man United. Let's be honest. But I still consider Salah if next season's around 14 million. I think Salah will be made a forward and kept at 13 million. More chance of that than going to 14. I think the interesting thing for like official FPL when they price players next year is even though he's done so well and he is 13 million, people have still taken him out of their teams. Whereas last year that didn't really happen because he was so cheap. So the 13 million price is still giving people something to think about. The only kind of caveat to that is that people have also now seen that he's just almost as good as last year. Like, it's near enough. He could hit 300 points again. So that next year people might be a little less convinced to get him out of their team as easy as they did this year, myself included. But I do think 13 million gives you something to think about. I think 14 million would just be too expensive, especially if he's made as a forward. It's strange how so many fans take greater pleasure in the rival side doing badly than their own side doing well. Yeah, I mean, I don't tend to do that, to be honest. I mean, to be honest, I'd like Liverpool to lose at the moment just to keep the title race open a bit longer. Ultimately, I don't care if Liverpool or City win it. Who cares? Move on to next season. Man United could maybe try and mount a title challenge. Hopefully. How much would Salah's points add up to? I'd say they'd be lower. I don't know how much lower though. Yes, he would get less for a goal and he wouldn't get clean sheet points. So they would be quite a bit lower, but he would get more bonus for his goals. You don't have Rashford in your squad. I mean, great form, very cheap price, good team, in form. The team's in form and he's in form. He looks good right now. Did I see Mourinho's beIN Sports interview? I saw one of the clips. I didn't watch all of it, though. Pochettino says Dele Alli will be assessed after suffering a hamstring injury. We feel so bad and sorry because he's an important player for us. Yeah, that doesn't sound good. I mean, if it's a hamstring injury and they're saying it is, which obviously it looked like it because he was holding his hamstring, he's going to be out for a couple of weeks, you'd imagine, at least. And even if he comes back early, I mean, they probably, as much as they want him in the team, they also don't want to rush him back either. Right, let's do the polls in just 1 minute. So if you haven't already voted, Click the little eye in the top right hand corner and vote on the polls, and then we'll go through them in just a minute. What am I doing with Kamara? Keep him because I just won't play him. It's fine. You've been watching last week's stream for about 20 minutes by accident. I wonder what I said for 20 minutes that made you watch for a whole 20 minutes. Like, hopefully you enjoy the streams generally, but I mean, I must have been talking about last week. Yeah, I don't think anyone expects Man United to win the stuff next week. Sunday roast? No Sunday roast. It was shepherd's pie today. Thoughts about Babel? Babel, Fulham. I actually thought he looked pretty good. I think he was quite dangerous. Yeah, dangerous enough, I think. And I was quite impressed with Fulham. And he's cheap enough, so you could take a bit of a punt on him. But yeah, Brighton at home, but then Brighton don't concede too many goals. I probably wouldn't jump straight on him, but I was quite impressed. Yeah. Quick fire. We'll do a quick fire after the polls. How about that? We'll do a quick fire after the polls. Yeah. So 30 more seconds or so, and we'll do them polls. United to beat Arsenal on Friday night. Yeah, that's... Is it on Friday, is it? I don't actually... Let's have a look. Oh, that's... I'm out on Friday, I think. We'll see. Might catch the end of it. What video are you going to upload when the season ends? I don't know. It'll probably be the same as last season. Like... The previous season, I just had a break, didn't post anything until the kind of new season started up. Last year, I thought about doing stuff, then didn't. This year, I'll probably say I'll think about it again. And I just don't know what to do over the summer, to be honest. It's FPL related. I mean, this account is full FPL. The YouTube channel is named after FPL. I can't really upload anything different to the channel. So we'll see. I mean, there's like awards you could do, end of season roundup, what changes would I like to see for next year, etc. But I probably wouldn't do as many videos a week. I'd maybe do like one a week or something until the new season starts. And then you start looking at players' strategy and stuff like that. Can you talk about real football and rebrand the channel? Yeah, I mean, there's more to it than just rebranding, which I don't want to get into right now because it's just boring. Well, maybe you don't find it boring, but I won't do it during the mainstream. Yeah, FPL did launch quite early. It took me by surprise when I was away. How does my missus put up with me doing so much FPL? She's just very supportive. Okay, let's do the polls. Let's do the polls. Okay. Oh, it takes so long to load. I really need a new computer. Okay, are you selling Richarlison this week? So 35% don't own. So there's about 65% that do. 44% not selling him. Only 19% selling him. So most people are looking to keep. I mean, it is Huddersfield away. Maybe it's hope more than anything else. But a lot of people looking to keep who do own. Are Spurs players worth it currently? 73% of you say no. About 550 responses, by the way. So 73% saying no, 17% saying yes. The fit attackers, not the good-looking ones. The not injured, and 8% saying yes. The defense. I mean, I really should have had another one that said defense and attack, but it's too late now. Who's best to double on in Liverpool attack? 77% of you saying Firmino. Wow, I guess he's in form right now. Mane, 22%. I think Mane could have something to say about that, 22%. Have you had enough of Hazard? 53% keep him for now, and 13% selling. The rest of you don't own. So quite a high percentage just going to keep, similar to Richarlison. I think it's just the fixtures. Fixtures are good this week. Save free transfers, probably the best. Man City, wow. 50-50. Man City blank in Gameweek 27. Is it still worth bringing them in? 264 people said yes. 263 people said no. So that hasn't helped at all. I personally think you leave Man City because of the blank and the fixtures. Alonso's hit the woodwork 6 times. If only he could just a couple of inches either side. Take a break, don't burn out. To be honest, I would want to do videos. Like, I would do less, but I would still do them. I just never really sure if there's enough to talk about, really. And then absolutely smash it when new season comes out. Cheers, Physio. Catch you next time. Alright, we'll do a quick fire in just a sec. Do one more plug for the stream sponsors. If you want to check out Odds Monkey, like I said, they've got clever software that helps you beat the bookies with using their offers, like the welcome offers and the offers they offer you. Saying offers too much. Offers that they offer you as you go. Click the link in the description. It's £1 for 7 days access instead of 18 quid for the month. So if you want to try that out, the link is in the description below. Let me know how you get on. Oh, do you know what? I don't have the quickfire set up. How could I do this? Hang on. Hang on a second. I'm going to have to do it on another screen that doesn't have much stuff on it. I can't set up a new screen. Okay. I'll have to do it on this one. It's got purple space. Whew, big. Thanks to all the producers for the Patreon that are on the screen right now as well. If you want to check that out. Also links in the description below. Much appreciated to all of them. Going to be lots of stuff planned for this channel. How to improve. Or to improve it, not how to improve. To improve it. Right, let's do a quick fire. Without, actually, do you know, I could do it pretty quick. Hang on. Give me 2 secs. Hello? Yeah, there we go. I wonder how many people turned off just in that little bit. Just a black screen. Must have been great fun. Look at that. It's an old screen now. Okay. So basically the idea of this is we try and answer questions as quickly as possible. As many as we can in 5 minutes. So once we count down the start, we'll start answering questions. So 3, 2, 1, go. Go, hit me. Celabamiang, no, definitely not. Basmati or Arborio Rice? Basmati, because I have no idea what the other one is. What should I do with my K money? Probably spend it in midfield, unless you want Aubameyang. Who is the best goalie? Davern De Gea, of course. Do you Arsenal have any other realistic FPL options other than Aubameyang? Maybe Kolasinac for attack and returns. I'm just not massively convinced about their defensive returns potential just at the moment. If you sell Hazard in a couple of weeks, who are the options you're considering? I've got no one in mind right now. I'm keeping options open because in 2 weeks everything could have changed again. But I do think if I was going to double up, I would look at Mane. If I was going to double up on Liverpool attack, I would look at Mane. Favourite in between the J. Is everyone's favourite not J? Perez or Lundberg? It's got to be Perez. Not too much in it. Scotland holiday or Wales holiday? I don't know, but I wanted to go to Scotland for a while. I've never been where I've been to Wales, so Scotland. Ronaldo at Man United, favourite moment. I mean, the goal in the Champions League final. Although there was that goal from miles out, from outside the penalty area in the Champions League he scored. Can't remember who it's against though. Indian or Chinese food? That always get asked. Indian, I think. Favourite veg? I don't really have a favourite. Broccoli, I guess. Madrid or Barcelona? I mean, Barcelona got Messi. Netflix, I don't watch anything on Netflix. I need to watch more Netflix. Rather than the rubbish that's on normal TV. Messi or Ronaldo? Messi. Schindler or Kamara to sell? I mean, I would just sell the one that looks like he's not going to be in the Premier League for much longer. So Kamara. Best defence outside of Liverpool? Jeez, that's actually a tough question right now. I think just for the next kind of 2 or 3, I'd maybe... Not even Man United. I don't actually know. I'd have to look into that a bit more. So I think Lucas Dean looks okay, but the Everton defence in general is not okay. Man United could be alright, but they again conceded against Brighton. City have got tough fixtures. I don't know. That's a really tough option. Next home DIY project. I am awful at DIY, so I try not to do it. I would like to soundproof this room so the sound quality is better. Where else are we? Jeez, these questions are going too fast. Bacon or gammon? Bacon. John, I'm not going to answer that. Firmino or Rashford? Non-FPL. Got to go for the young one. I got to go for the future England number 9. I mean, really, forget about building a team around Kane. We should be building it around Rashford right now. Ribs instead of steak. Did I go to uni? Yes, twice. Salah or Pogba captain? Salah, always. Is it time to consider Aguero? Not for me. I think fixtures, blank, potential rotation issues. Not for me. Facebook or Twitter? Twitter by an absolute mile. I hate Facebook. Rugby or cricket? I used to watch cricket and never watch rugby. I now pretty much watch neither. But I do quite like... I don't know. I mean, rugby's more... Cricket just lasts forever, doesn't it? That's the problem. Probably rugby, just about. 2020 is good, though. Louise to Trent or roll a free transfer? I mean, I would wait on news for Trent, but probably look at rolling the transfer, to be honest, with the 2 fixtures that Chelsea have. Rashford on the wing or up front? Absolutely up front. You can always drift wide, stay central. It's got it all. Who do you think is going to win the league? Probably Liverpool. Sané rotation? No, I'm not sure. He came off early again. Sterling got the full 90. Mahrez could play on the right. Sané stick on the left. I think keep Sané for now. Don't worry about it too much. Official chicken. Who will win the Super Bowl? I don't even know who's got a chance of winning the Super Bowl. Apple or pears? Pears if they're nice and soft. City or Rovers? Bristol Rovers. Mane or Eriksen to buy? I would probably go... I think I'd actually go Mane. Maybe that's risky. I think Eriksen's arguably the safer option, most people would say. But I think Liverpool got the fixtures. Mane's definitely going to play. Eriksen will play too, but they got so many injuries. I think he'd be less effective. Get someone he gets back. Yes, potentially, but I wouldn't 100% book it in because you don't know what the situation will be at the time. Best pub in Galway? I like the Oslo in Salt Hill. Lovely little spot. Simon, also not going to ask that question, even though you just asked it in a different way. There we go. Your alarm clock is gone. That was it, quickfire. I hope you enjoyed that. Hit a like if you enjoyed the quickfire. People have been asking that for weeks now, and it's been a while since I've done one, so... There we go. Right, polls are done. Quickfire is done. I need to get off this screen. Job done. I'm going to leave it there. Thanks very much again to the sponsors, Odds Monkey. Link is in the description below. Go and check it out if you want to make use of the offer. The £1 instead of £18 offer. You can try it out. If you like it, great. If not, easy to cancel. Hit a like on the stream if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new around here. Obviously, there's no matches this weekend, Premier League-wise. The deadline is Tuesday next week for the next game week. I won't be streaming on Thursday because of that. I will be streaming on Sunday. So this time next week, I'll be streaming again to take a look at the fixtures that are about to come. And there'll be a video in between that for the preview. Probably on Friday or Saturday. I don't know. We'll decide. Thanks for watching.